All right. What's going on, everyone? We are back. Needs more drums here. Back with another American Truck Simulator video. This is episode 2 of our Rags to Riches series, which we already kind of made a little bit of money. Not too bad in the first episode for a couple of short deliveries. Now let's go and see what else we got for us. So still doing some of these quick jobs here. Let's go out of, let's see, what do we got? I'm gonna go a few different places. I'll stick with Colorado for now. Oh, we can only do some special transport stuff. Here we go. Here's a cool one. Kenworth W900B, which is one of the modded trucks by the GTM team. 18 speed, Volvo excavator. Let's do that. Not too bad. Cash for an only 2-hour drive. All right. Man, not too bad. I love loads like this. Some of these trailers. Pretty cool. Got our drop axle here. Very, very nice. All right, let's see how well we do with a little bit. I've already hauled a couple triple trailers, so hopefully this won't be too bad. Oh, as soon as I figure out how to turn the truck on. All right. Like I said, it's been a while since I played this game. Sorry, guys. And let's get going here. Man, I don't know what engine is in this, but it sounds pretty nice. Not gonna lie. Alright, so we're setting off here. Thank you guys for coming back to the channel. If you're new, very, very nice to meet you. If you have been here before, well, good to see you again. Always a pleasure to see some familiar faces, even if I can't see your faces. But that's cool. Alright, I do gotta remember, what is the... Is it O? It is, for the beacons. Okay, perfect. Alright, well that's good. Man, I'll tell you what, sometimes I feel like this traffic just never ends. What the heck, man? Don't they teach you in driver's ed not to pass on the right when a truck's turning? What is going on here with these guys? I'll tell you. Alright, well, I guess we'll be making a left turn anyway, so doesn't matter. This thing's got some power, man. I think like 600 horsepower. Pretty sweet. About twice as much as my Subaru, which is right in front of us, apparently. There's a little WRX up there driving. STI though, mine doesn't have the big spoiler on it. Man, this shifter has such a nice little click to it when it gets in gear. Way better than my Logitech one. Don't get me wrong, like I said, for the price point, the Logitech one was just fine. But now that we have been playing a little bit, I can justify spending some money on something that is a little bit nicer. That's what happens when you go to school, get a job. You can afford the finer things in life. But all right, yeah. So this truck that we're driving now is the Kenworth W900, but it's the W900B. So I guess how it works is, you know, there was the original W900, but the W900B was like a little older model of the truck that they had, and it's pretty much the same, other than the there's I think the nose is a little bit wider, which, you know, just makes it look a little bit different, but overall it's pretty same body style. I'll tell you what though, this truck looks pretty nice. You know, these nice little chrome gauges in here and everything. That's awesome, and it still works in the newest version right now. This is 1.3, I believe. They're coming out with 1.4 pretty soon. So yeah, the fact that this truck still works is Actually, I'm kind of surprised. I haven't driven this truck in a long time, or any of the GTM trucks for that matter, and I'm kind of surprised that it still works. But yeah, so far, it seems pretty flawless to me. Lights still work, gauges work. I mean, everything's still working just fine. So yeah, props to the team for keeping this updated, even though I know they discontinued this. But that's cool. You know, life happens. Like, we'll talk a little bit, I guess, right now. That's something that I want to talk about. These I hate people that, oh, well, no, what's going on here? Oh, really? Man, I hate it when they make us do this. Got to take a detour. Looks like we got a little bit of an accident. Can I just go straight? I think so. I think I can. So let's just get right back on here. No big deal. But anyway, as I was saying, everybody, like, props to the modders in these games. You know, in this game, and I play like a lot of City Skylines, and you know, oh, come on, can't make it up here. Keep it low. There we go. All right. But yeah, all the modders for these games, you know, I feel like people underappreciate just the time and effort that goes into developing something like that. I mean, even from just making these videos, it's, you know, it's surprising how much time it takes out of your day especially if you're not doing this, you know, full time. I know some people have the luxury of doing it full time, you know, but obviously you can't do that from scratch. You know, you got to kind of make your way and get a bit of a following and everything. And, you know, I have no ambition to, you know, do this like completely full time. It's kind of a nice little hobby. But for people that, you know, devote their time to modding and developing content, I mean, give them some props. You know, when I hate when I see people, you know, on the forums and everything, like, oh, when's this mod gonna be released? And oh, you know, how I can't believe it takes so long to do this. And it's just like, you have no idea. You know, I mean, some of this stuff, I made a couple skins, you know, paint jobs for this game, and that, you know, that takes some time even to just learn that. So I'm sure once you get, you know, more efficient and kind of learn some of the tools of the trade, it's not nearly as bad. But nonetheless, you know, it's a commitment, especially if you have, you know, a full-time job. And a lot of these, you know, modders and stuff are a little bit older, and, you know, probably have families, and it's like, you know, they're not getting paid for this. And it's not really fair that people are out here on the forums just kind of, you know, ridiculing them and pestering them for release dates and everything, and you know, updates and stuff. And it's like, hey, you know, it'll come. And if you know, these people have lives too, and families and commitments and responsibilities, and probably jobs that actually pay them. And so yeah, just, you know, kind of be mindful of that if you're on the forums and, you know, a mod that you like. And don't get me wrong, like, I love a good mod too, and I can appreciate a good mod. And of course, you know, when a game update happens and, you know, some mods break, I want it to be fixed and released. But, you know, I also understand that people have lives, and you know, sometimes you just got to do without it for a couple weeks. And you know, honestly, it's sometimes kind of fun to go back and play the game a little more vanilla if you have to. You know, I'm doing it kind of, I guess I got a few mods going on here, but, you know, I've had more in the past, and I've kind of found out that, you know, the more mods that I have in a game, the more I'm susceptible to crashes, and the more, you know, there's just more room for things to go wrong. There's more room for error. So I kind of feel like the mods that I have now, especially with the game actually getting better and visually, and, you know, I don't really feel like I need tons of visual mods. And, you know, kind of just sometimes, you know, they a lot of them like claim, and I'm not bad, like, I think some of those mods are great, but, you know, some of them claim to enhance performance or not impact performance, but I feel like any time you mod a game, your performance is a little bit hindered because you're running things that the game's not used to running. So it's important to be mindful of that, and you know, to always remember that when you put mods in your game, that things just might go wrong. Even if it's a really safe mod, you know, things still might go wrong. I mean, I know for a long time, like one of my favorite mods was the Viper's Peterbilt 389. That the beautiful truck, just so much detail, and you can, I mean, oh, it was awesome. But lately, you know, it's kind of been, again, you know, I've heard, I'm on the forums, and it's like he has a life, and has kind of been not updating the mod as much, just kind of putting out some of the essential fixes. And I don't know. I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, I just don't really use it anymore because I feel like it's the risk kind of outweighs the like, I don't really want to put up with crashes. You know, there was a time where I had tons of mods in this game, like the realistic company logos, and you know, different road textures and different maps, and tons of different trucks and everything, and you know, just custom content. Not even through this Steam Workshop. You know, it got to a point where my performance was getting a little shaky, and oh, come on, what's going on here? Is this like a big ass? Man, we're struggling to make it up this hill. I guess we're a little bit steeper than I thought, because I'm not. Man, I just stalled on this hill here. I guess we are a little bit of an incline, I guess. Wow, we are struggling. It's been a long time. Maybe I just don't know how to drive. Oh man. Well, I guess we'll just kind of. I hate just having my foot on that clutch. That's so annoying. We're not going to do that, because I wouldn't do that in my car. In real life, don't put your in a stick shift. Don't let your foot just set on the clutch. That's kind of, you know, it's got a spring. You're gonna wear out that spring. So no. All right, let's try it now here. Let's get it going. There we go. That's a little better. All right, sorry for the delay there. But yeah, anyway, yeah, when you use a lot of mods in your game, you know, just be mindful of the fact that it might cause some issues. And so in this save, and this is actually pretty much the same mods that I have in my regular profile, I really tried to cut back, because you know, it's like weird laggy things, like, you know, when I put on my turn signal, it would lag really weird, and you know, or something like that. I just, you know, I was kind of sick of dealing with that, and I remember I didn't even realize how much my game was lagging, because I got sort of accustomed to it. And then I remember one time there was a big game update, so I just started like a vanilla profile just because I wanted to play, and I was like, whoa, the game runs this smooth. Like, I couldn't believe it, how smooth the game was running with no mods. And yeah, so I kind of changed my perspective to, you know, kind of think of like, well, what do I really need? I mean, I think, in my opinion, the essential ones, you know, I could do, like, there's so many trucks in the game now. They've added, I mean, you know, there's not a ton, but there's a really nice variety, especially if you're a player that likes to put some miles on their trucks and not switch out, you know, every other day. There's a nice variety now. You know, you got your Max, you got your Internationals, the Volvos are in the game, there's Freightliners in the game now. Well, I remember when I first got this game, you had, what was it, the 2 Kenworths, and the, oh man, gotta make, I'm not even paying attention here, sorry guys, gotta make a left right in front of this cop. Oh jeez, oh man, just cut across 2 lanes of traffic right behind the cop. Yep, that's what we want. But anyway, just for fun, guys. I'm sure I'll get more accustomed to this as I get used to playing and talking a little bit here. But anyway, yeah, I remember when the game first came out. You know, you had your Peterbilt, the was it the 579 and the 389. So, and then your Kenworth W900 and the T680, I think, were the only trucks that you had in the game. And now, you know, you have just tons of more different manufacturers. You got Western Star, International, Mack, Freightliner. So pretty cool. But yeah, it's like, you know, it kind of not that it negates the need for modded trucks. Obviously, there's still some really great, really great and cool mods out there. I don't know what that was about. That was weird. But yeah, there are some really great and cool mods out there that there's really good quality trucks, like the Peterbilt 389, you know, that I've just mentioned. That's still one of them. It's still a really good one. And I know that Mack that I have, that old Mack R series, that's a cool one. Harvard always puts out some really good mods. But yeah, stuff like that, you know. But again, just, you know, there's also a lot of mods out there that aren't so good, and that, you know, in my opinion, aren't really worth downloading, because they just create some issues and crashes and aren't really up to date. And, you know, the developers, you know, you always run into the risk with mods of people kind of stealing other people's work and claiming it as their own, and that makes me mad, because, you know, like I said, people put tons of effort into their mods, and it's just it's really unfortunate that people try to steal their work, and you know, so what's even worse is that, you know, claiming it as your own is bad enough, but then people that actually go and try to profit off of it and try to sell it as a paid mod when they're using parts of somebody else's mod, that's just like, come on, man. That's like actually theft. Like, that is actually illegal, and that, you know, it's very frowned upon, and I don't know why you would do that. So yeah, don't download those mods. Don't support those people. That's just not okay. Imagine, you know, you put hours and hours and hours of effort into something, and for people to get for free, might I add, and then somebody just goes and just takes it. That's what the heck, you know. I don't like that at all. Ooh, we're going up to the mine here. Very cool. Yeah, so that's my opinion on mods. I think they're awesome, but at the same time, I think that they should, you know, just appreciate them, and appreciate that people are willing to put the time and effort in to make those mods for everybody to enjoy. And more likely than not, you know, most of them are free. You can get some really good mods for free, and the paid ones are probably even better. But I haven't paid for a mod yet. I haven't felt the need to. I think there's plenty of really good free mods out there. Yeah, it looks like once we're kind of getting into the dark here, maybe the dash lighting on this truck is not working as correctly, because, you know, the dashboard doesn't seem to be very lit at all. But if that's all that's wrong with this thing after all these updates, then you know what, so be it. I'm very much okay with that. Almost reminds me of some SnowRunner right here, doing a little off-roading. Man, wouldn't that be cool? I always wish that SnowRunner had a little bit more highway action, because they put, you know, like highway trucks in that game, but then there's really no use for them. Gotta be careful coming up here with this super long trailer. And this is really out back here, man. This is off the beaten path a little bit. Yeah, gotta watch out, man. Make sure I don't get caught up in this embankment here. This is not the best place to be taking one of these, that's for sure. Looks like we're doing okay. A little sketchy, but, you know, so what? Oh man, thank goodness they took out the metal pieces in the middle. Remember, it was impossible when they had all those when they started adding in the big trailers, and they had the metal pieces in the middle, dividing this little entryway. You couldn't really get a truck in here. You get perched up on those and get stuck. these off. All right. Here we go. This will be a nice little journey for us. Do this old grain from Denver to Sterling in one of my favorite trucks. Today will be a Kenworth day with the W900 here. Beautiful truck. I think the 13 speed has, what is it, all regular low gears, and then the high gears have the split ranges, the low and high. Guess we'll find out in a minute as we get on the road here. Let's see, hopefully we don't have to wait too. Oh, look at that, no traffic. What? Perks of driving at night, I guess. Yeah, this is fun doing a little bit of a night drive here for once. Cause why not? Why not enjoy the scenery at night? A lot less traffic, that's for sure. Can't complain. Sometimes when I used to drive home from college, I wouldn't mind driving home at night or late, you know, after a day of school, coming home for the weekend or something. A little bit better than driving home during the day half the time, because there were no cars. I could just put it in cruise control and chill out, put on some music. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love night drives. You know, not too late, not if I'm tired, but, you know, feeling good, why not go for a little cruise? It's relaxing, you know, helps you take your mind off of things after a long day, especially if you know, like me, you know, like just put on some music, especially like a nice night in the summer, roll your windows down. That's one thing for sure. I'm definitely a, you know, people always ask, like, oh, you know, windows down or AC. I'm definitely a windows down kind of driver. But alright, this delivery, let's, I mentioned the last delivery that I kind of wanted to, there are some things that I'd like to see in this game. And we can yeah, so I was right. Now we have the low and high ranges in the high gears. That's the 13 speed. And I like it how they added that in here, where on the quick jobs you can actually see what type of transmission the truck has before you get in it to drive it, because I remember when the game first came out, you'd have to wait to get in the truck to see what transmission it had, and even then I don't even know. I think you could just go into the settings, or like in the truck configuration, but you know, I know I'd just get in it and then all of a sudden I'd be having the totally wrong gear layout, and it would kind of drive me nuts. It'd be like, oh no, you know, I'd be driving an 18 speed and a 10 speed transmission. I'm like, what the heck? So that's nice that they put that in there where you'd actually see what you're driving before you drive it. But anyway, this is pretty easy load here. We might actually be able to hit 65 miles an hour, unlike the last one where we were struggling the whole way. Even though the truck had, like, I think it said it had 600 horsepower, but I was like, are you sure? Yeah, I'll put in cruise here at 65. Yep, cool. But anyway, yeah, so some things, you know, that I want in the game, or it would be kind of cool to see. Slow down here, get in a construction zone. But it'd be cool, you know, like at least truck-wise. I think it'd be cool to see some. I always wondered if they would ever implement like class B trucks. You know, so if you know anything about trucks, and I could be wrong. I mean, at least from my knowledge, common knowledge of trucks, I guess, is that, you know, you have your Class C license, which is what you need to, I forget the weight limit. It probably differs by state, but I'm from Indiana, so in Indiana, I don't like these types of lanes here. You got suicide lanes, they call them, and I can see why. It's always dangerous when you got, you know, people merging on and off in the same lane. I know when I play City Skylines and some of the City Skylines people that I watch, you know, it's always important to develop your highways so that you minimize the amount of traffic merging into each other from both directions. It's a really, really key thing it's, you know, it takes up usually more space, but it's definitely safer. Anyway, so yeah, you know, when you get your licenses, you can have your Class C, which is basically a truck up to a certain weight, or a passenger license, like driving a school bus or something. And usually, Class C though is anything it doesn't have air brakes. So as long as it doesn't have air brakes, you can drive up to a certain weight. And I remember when I was I worked as a landscaper last summer for a little bit while I waited for my new job to start because of COVID. And all the trucks that they had you need a Class C license. I think it was like 20, or was it? I want to say it's either like 26,000 pounds or 28,000 pounds, something like that. But anyway, doesn't have air brakes, so you can drive them with just Class C. And it's like, I think it's pretty simple to get. You just kind of got to take like a written test. It's not, you know, it's not as complicated as some of the other licenses. But then once you get into the Class B, you know, it's like you're driving like smaller dump trucks, snow plows, I guess school buses too, because the ones at least by me have air brakes. But so it'd be cool if they added like Class B trucks into the game, because, you know, I think, you know, some people might just kind of like driving like a little delivery truck or a little dump truck or a little like mini flatbed or something like that, you know, one where you don't have to pull a trailer. I think that'd be something a little cool to see, and I would enjoy that. You know, once in a while it'd be a nice break than having to drive like a bigger truck. Yeah, just because the speed limit says 75 doesn't mean we're gonna go 75. We'll go 70 though. I know half the time when I'm driving, you know, when I used to drive to and from college, man, I'd be getting passed by some of these semis on these roads, and I was like, geez, like they're flying. Anyway, but yeah, it'd be kind of nice to drive, you know, something a little bit smaller without a trailer, just short, like little quick deliveries, maybe like local deliveries. And, you know, going off of that, it would be cool too, even in the Class A trucks, if they had like dump trucks, you know, and you could pull like what do you call it, just like a tandem axle trailer, as opposed to like you know, like a regular trailer like this. Like, you know, when you see a dump truck and it's got just like an excavator being pulled, or like a little bulldozer or something, or a little bobcat, you know, in those little tandem trailers, I think that'd be something that people would enjoy. And I know years ago when I first got this game, there was and I started really kind of seeing what mods were out there. There was somebody made a Kenworth T800 mod before the GTM team made their T800. But the old T800 mod that I remember, it had, you could, you know, it had a lot more cabin options, like, you know, in terms of sleepers, but it also had a dump truck chassis. And so the dump truck chassis, you could have it where it wouldn't, it was before they had the ability to choose your cargo and, like, you know, the ownership ability, and you can, you know, like choose our specific cargo for your trailer. So the closest thing they could do to it to make it really like functional in the game was have like a little pup trailer, like the little dolly ones. So you actually had to still go pick up a dump trailer. You couldn't actually haul anything that you put in the bed. Was purely cosmetic. But what was cool about it though was that you can have the you can download like another mod, like a little way station coming up here. Let's see, gotta get over if this guy's gonna let me. Is he? Oh, it doesn't look like it. Yes, he is. Very good. Oh, that's right there. That's close. But yeah, you can download like a little tandem axle trailer to pull like little excavators and stuff on, and you know, that was kind of cool. give it a little different functionality in the game. And it was just one of those mods that, you know, it's something different. I liked it. I liked it a lot. So always kind of hoping that they would maybe add something like that into the game. Just, you know, smaller trucks with a little bit fewer axles. I don't know what's going on with 6th gear here. I think I maybe got to recalibrate it a little bit because it's kind of weird. I'll put it in gear and it won't register that I'm in gear. There's no way. I don't think it's my shifter. I just got this thing, so it's probably something that I did. Maybe I didn't calibrate it all the way, but it's cool. We'll figure that out. No worries. But yeah, so yeah, that's just my 2 cents. I think it'd be cool to kind of put some of that stuff in the game. I think it would make it really fun to have even more options and more different kind of variety in terms of the trucks you can drive. Like I said, there's already a ton, and I think, you know, now that there's the ability to put like own trailers and go to just have purely cargo based deliveries rather than having the trailer attached, you can literally just go pick up a cargo and you know, load it up and everything. And that would be, I wonder if that kind of opens the door to like maybe even modders like that, you know, developing a smaller truck and just having it only be able to pick up cargo as opposed to actually having to pick up a trailer. So I wonder if that kind of can pave the way for some of those different mods to surface. Yeah, I mean, I'd check them out as long as they're by, you know, somebody reputable and on the Steam Workshop. But I always like downloading from the Steam Workshop. It just makes it so hassle-free, you know. Oh, sorry, dude. Almost, my bad. Talking and driving here, don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, it always makes it so much hassle-free because, you know, they get updated, and you can trust that they're actually coming from a safe site. I know some of those mod sites can be pretty sketchy, so always better to download from the Steam Workshop if the link is available. That's what I say. One thing that I do like about doing these little contracts too, these early game ones, is that the trucks actually have miles on them. You know, it's kind of, I wonder too if it would be kind of interesting, you know, one time if they were to add used trucks in the game at a discount. But, you know, then I guess they'd have to implement some sort of better damage mechanic or repair mechanic in the game, because let's face it, like right now, what they have is not very good. You know, your truck, there's no cosmetic damage for one, and two, any normal kind of wear and tear gets, you can fix it pretty easily just by going and paying the $200 in the co-insurance. Like there's no real risk involved, I guess is what I'm trying to say, when you damage your truck. So it'd be kind of cool to develop that a little bit more, I think, and have it to where damage is a little bit more of a factor. And so, you know, if you bought like a used truck, hey, we discovered sterling, nice. But if, you know, you bought like a used truck and it came with a little bit, you know, was a little bit more prone to breaking down, but you can get it at a significant discount. Again, all this hypothetical, just kind of talking here, but that's always a cool feature. And I know Farming Simulator just did that with their with Farming Simulator 22. There's actually, you can go to the used, there's a store, you know, in the game, and you can go to the used market and actually buy used equipment, and it just, you know, there's no guarantee like when something will be on sale. It all just kind of depends. But that's kind of, you know, it's kind of cool, because if you go and you see like a tractor or something that you like, and you're like, oh man, I want to buy that, and you know, and they'll have it sometimes for 40 to 50% off, and so that's awesome. It's like, and all you got to do is repair it, but you know, it's already got like a lot of engine hours on it or something. And same with this, it'd be cool to get a truck with a few more miles on it, because, you know, to be honest, it's really, really time consuming to put miles on a truck in this game. I know I've spent a long time playing, and it's, you know, you get new trucks get released, like, you know, like I said, they just come out with the International Eagle, and it's like new things like that get released, and, you know, as a player, you want to try out all the new stuff, and so it's a little more time consuming to actually sit there and dedicate yourself to kind of driving like one truck and putting a lot of miles on it. I think the farthest I've gotten so far was in my profile now. I have a Kenworth W900, and I got how many miles on it now? Like 20,000. So, you know, and that's the most miles I ever had on a truck in the game. So, you know, I mean, back when I used to play with a ton of mods, I used to be getting new trucks all the time. I'd drive them for like 1 or 2 deliveries and then sell them and try something new. So, I will admit, though, it is kind of nice to have like the same truck. You know, it gives it sort of that more immersive, realistic factor. Because, you know, in real life, you buy a truck that's probably going to be your truck for years and years and years, you know. So, there's a little stop sign here, but don't want to use our engine brake because it is a neighborhood and it is 3 in the morning. So, yeah, don't want to be waking people up with that. And we're stuck by a train. Awesome. In reality, though, trains aren't that long. Like, my dad and I talk about this a lot, you know, because I have a lot of train tracks by where I live. Live kind of close to some industrial areas. And so, we get stuck by trains a lot. And it's like, you know, when you really look at it, depending on where you're at, but when you really look at it, it's like, trains will take 3 to 5 minutes. Usually we always time it. We'll you know, listen to what song's on the radio, and we're like, all right, bet the train's gonna be done by the end of the song. And usually it is. Usually it takes just like a song, or, you know, half a song or whatever, and the train's already done. So it's like really not that bad. All right, we made it here. Let's see if we can back it in there. See if I can prove myself. But at the same time, it is a little bit questionable as if I can back in a trailer. Oh, this is nice. Look at this. Beautiful place to turn around. Nice big area here. Oh, this is awesome. Yeah, this is perfect. All right, no worries here. Yeah, say that and watch them somehow going to screw it up. All right, and that is another delivery complete. So that concludes our episode for today. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I will catch you in the next one. We'll probably maybe we'll try one of those special deliveries and get a little bit more cash here, because I do want to get a truck pretty soon, maybe by like episode 5. And if not, maybe I'll just go and do a couple deliveries by myself. But either way, we'll take out a loan. Ooh. But all right, thanks for watching. I will catch you guys in the next video. See ya.